everyone, welcome. My name is Natasha and I'm going to lead you through a 30-minute Vinyasa flow. Just a quick full body Vinyasa flow here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And just a reminder, this is your practice. This is your safe space to play. So know that if I ever cue anything that does not call to you, remember to honor your body and honor your breath. We're starting here in an easy seat, right foot in front of left. If you're looking for a grounding practice today, go ahead and place both palms onto the knees. If you're ready to receive all this beautiful energy in the room, go ahead and place the palms facing the ceiling. If you're looking for more of an introspective practice today, go ahead and place one palm onto heart center and the other palm underneath the low belly, feeling that prana, feeling that energy in your body. Not worrying about your breath here, following the natural cadence of your breath, noticing how it makes your belly rise and fall. I invite you to set an intention for today's practice, whether that's something or someone that inspires you. Shutting the eyes down here, taking one big inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the collarbone expand, holding the breath at the top of the throat. Opening the mouth, audible exhale, let something go. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the chest rise, holding the breath at the top of the throat. Opening the mouth, audible exhale, let something go. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the collarbone expand, holding the breath at the top of the throat. And then sealing the lips, letting the heat escape through both nostrils. As if you're fogging up a glass or a mirror, starting to dial into your Ujjayi pranayama. Creating a slight constriction in the back of your throat. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, seal the lips. Let the oceanic sound leave through the nostrils. This victorious breath, this pranayama, you always have the option to let it go by simply opening the mouth and exhaling through the mouth. Starting to blink the eyes open here, bringing the palms on both knees, and then starting to create movement with the neck. Creating clockwise circles here. And then if it feels good, switching the directions counterclockwise. Taking as much time as you need for any juicy bits in that neck that need a little bit more attention. On the next inhale, starting to bring the shoulder blades into it, moving them in circles, starting clockwise. And then maybe you switch to the directions counterclockwise. Planting both palms behind you, your fingertips are facing the glutes. Pressing into the earth, lifting the chest and chin, gazes towards the ceiling. Taking one big inhale here, fill the belly. Exhale, release down. Bringing the left foot in front of the right this time. And then planting both palms behind the tailbone, fingertips are facing the glutes. Pressing the earth away from you, lifting up high to the sky, gazes towards the ceiling. You should feel an opening in the tops of your shoulders here, taking one big inhale here, fill up. Exhale, release down. Bringing the palms on the outside of the thighs and then closing our knees like a book. Coming into this seat, bringing the palms to face or on top of the shin here. Running through a few cat-cows. Inhale, lift the chest, bolster the heart towards the stars. Cow pose. Exhale, ground down into those palms, round the spine, protract in the shoulder blades, gazes to the navel. Inhale, waking up that spine, gazes high to the sky, opening the chest, bolstering your heart towards the stars. Exhale, round the spine, gazes to the navel, protract in the shoulder blades. One more cow pose, lift the chest and chin high. Exhale, round the spine, gazes to the navel, protract in the shoulder blades. Inhale, neutral spine here, bringing an imaginary beach ball out in front of us. And then slow and controlled, using that core strength coming all the way down towards our mat. Taking your time here, seeing if you can count all 33 vertebrae really activating in the core. Taking your time, giving yourself a smile, remembering to breathe. And then when you're ready, bringing the shoulder blades all the way down to the earth, bringing the knees close, giving yourself a squeeze. And then starting to create low back circles. Giving the low back some love, maybe you move in a clockwise direction. And then maybe you switch, moving counterclockwise. Inhale, both heels high to the sky, creating an L shape with our bodies. Dorsiflexing the fins, toes towards the shins. Inhale, lift the shoulder blades off the earth, reaching past the thighs. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Can you lift the shoulder blades higher off the earth, squeezing from the core? Holding here, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest, let that breath go. Start to create those low back circles. Switching the directions here to counterclockwise. Inhale, both heels high to the sky, dorsiflexing those fins, and then bringing the palms behind the neck. Remembering that we're lifting from the core and not from the neck, sending the elbows towards the thighs. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, bring the heels 1/4 of the way down. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, halfway. One more breath. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, bring the heels 2 inches off the earth. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Can you lift a little bit higher, squeezing the core in, squeezing the elbows towards the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the knees into the chest, starting to roll back and forth. Letting that breath go, switching the directions to counterclockwise. On the next inhale, bringing the palms behind the thighs and then starting to create little rock and rolls up and down the spine. Starting to wake up that back body here, rolling up and down the spine. And then creating enough momentum that we're landing in a Navasana boat pose. A couple options in this Navasana boat pose. Option to bring the palms underneath the thighs and bring the knees closer towards the chest. Maybe you're looking for a little bit more here, straightening in the legs and then bringing the palms out. 5 breaths here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, squeeze the core together. One more breath, yogis. You got this. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, crossing at the ankles, meeting in a neutral tabletop. In this neutral tabletop pose, our wrists are directly underneath our shoulder blades, knees underneath the hips. We're untucking those toes, running through a few cat-cows here. Drop the belly low, gazes high to the sky. Exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel. Inhale, drop the belly low, bolster your heart towards the stars, sending the tailbone high. Exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel. Inhale, drop the belly low, cow pose, gazes high. Exhale, neutral tabletop pose. In this neutral tabletop, taking a look at our architectural lines. Wrists directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees underneath the hips. Left hand comes to trace the right palm, lifting all the way up, finding an opening in the chest. And then exhale, left palm threads underneath the right, bringing the left shoulder blade towards the earth. Can you ground down into the top portion of the left palm? Maybe you stay here. Maybe you choose to up-level by bringing the right palm to find a little clasp in between the thigh and hip. If this is enough, you can always stay. If you're looking for a little bit more, go ahead and start to bring that right foot high to the sky. The beauty about playing in this pose is you're not very far from the ground, so if you fall, no worries. Go ahead and come back into the pose. Tight in the core here, creating a strong foundation. And then when you're ready, right foot comes down to meet the earth. Right palm comes in front of the face, finding that counter stretch. Left palm high to the sky. Exhale, neutral tabletop pose, one cat-cow to reset. Drop the belly low, gazes high. Exhale, round the spine, gazes to the navel, protract in the shoulder blades. Inhale, neutral tabletop pose. Right palm traces the left arm, opening up, finding an opening in the chest. And then exhale, thread the needle, right palm underneath left, right shoulder blade comes down to the earth. Option to bring that left palm to create a little bind in between the thigh and hip. And if this is enough, or if you'd like a little bit more, go ahead and start to lift the left foot high to the sky. Creating a strong foundation, pushing the earth away from you with this right top of the palm. Activating in the core here, taking one big breath, fill up. Exhale, slow and controlled, left palm comes down to the earth. Left palm comes in front of the face and right palm reaches high for that counter stretch. Exhale, coming back through center, one cat-cow to reset, drop the belly low, gazes high. Exhale, round the spine, protracting the shoulder blades, gazes to the navel. Inhale, gazes in between the palms here. We're tucking those toes and then lifting up into that lifted tabletop. In this lifted tabletop pose, your knees are about 2.5 inches off the earth. We're pushing the earth away from us here, gazes in between the palms. You should feel the line of energy from palm to shoulder blade. Grounding down into those toes, activating the full body here, taking one big inhale here. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting the hips high to the sky, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, our feet are about hips width distance apart. Our palms are a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. We're grounding down into the base knuckle of our index finger and thumb. Sending the heart towards the thighs, gazes in between the ankles, or elongating the neck. Inhale, lift both heels high to the sky. Exhale, can you sink them deep into the earth? Inhale, gazes in between the palms. We walk, step, jump, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, creating a number 7 with our spine, flat back. Shoulder blades tuck into the back wall as you let the crown of your head reach forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up, gazes in between the thumbs, taking a slight back bend here, squeezing the glutes together. And then exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank. In this high plank, as if you were in that lifted tabletop pose, push the earth away from you, feel a slight protraction in those shoulder blades. Exhale, tuck the elbows into the ribs, moving slow into that low plank. We're creating a right angle here with our shoulders and forearms. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, push the earth away from you, high plank. Exhale, tuck the elbows into the ribs, slowly lower down, low plank. Inhale, push the earth away from you, high plank. You got this, yogis. On the next exhale, tuck those elbows into the ribs and slowly lower all the way down onto our bellies. Untucking the toes here, shoelace portion of our toes meet the mat. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. In this cobra pose, can you lift the chest a little bit higher, sending the elbows together? And then bringing the crown of your head to slightly gaze forward as the chin comes down towards the chest. Maybe you test your strength here and lift both palms off the earth, bringing the 2 elbows together to meet. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, plant the palms, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, gazes in between the palms. We look, step, jump, or hop to the top of our mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up, reaching with intention, activating that back body. And then exhale, leading with the chest, hinging at the hips, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, high to low plank, finishing that vinyasa. Chaturanga check-in. Can you tuck those elbows into the ribs as you lower down? Upward facing dog, pull the chest through. Squeezing the thighs together here, shoelace portion of our feet ground down into the mat. As we push the earth away from us, shoulder blades melt away from the ears. Big inhale here, fill the belly. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. One last sun A just to warm up the body, gazes in between the palms. We walk, step, jump, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, swan diving, leaning with the chest, come all the way down. Active listening, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. One more time, reaching with intention, gazes in between the palms. We're grabbing the left wrist here and then moving over towards the right side. Grounding down into both heels evenly, can you spiral your chest towards the ceiling? Taking one breath here, inhale. Exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Inhale through center. Exhale, switching the grips, right palm all the way towards the left, grounding down evenly in both feet. Spiraling the chest towards the ceiling, take one big inhale here. Exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Inhale through center. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the chest, hinging at the hips. Come all the way down. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, you flow, you grow. Chaturanga check-in, tuck those elbows into the ribs, arc the chest through, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, taking one big breath to reset. Inhale, both heels high to the sky. Exhale, sink those heels deeper into the mat. If you have tight hamstrings, no worries, go ahead and bend at the knees. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Pointing the toe towards the earth to square off the hip, and then starting to create these big circles with the right knee. First moving clockwise, and then switching directions to counterclockwise. We're grounding evenly in both palms here, trying to square off that hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, cat back, shoulders above wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, make a connection, hold. Three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross body, hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the right foot in between the palms. We're pivoting that back leg 45 degrees and then rising all the way up. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. In this Warrior 1, we're creating a right angle with the right knee. Our back foot is pivoted to 45 degrees, grounding down evenly in both feet so we can zip up through the pelvic floor. Gazes in between the palms, let the shoulder blades melt. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, twisting that back foot, opening up to Warrior 2 towards the left side. In Warrior 2, our hips are square to the left. Our drishti or gaze is in between the right fingertips. Inhale, shoulders to ears, crunch it in. Exhale, melt down the spine. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, melt. Last one, yogis, you got this. Shoulders to ears, crunch it in. Exhale, melt. Reaching for something you desire and then generously bending in that front knee, finding peaceful warrior. Exhale, cartwheeling the palms to frame the right foot. And then pivoting both toes, shortening that stance, finding a pyramid pose. In this pyramid pose, getting juicy in this right hamstring. Options to up level here by maybe lifting those right toes towards the face to find a deeper stretch. Can you inhale, halfway lift? Exhale, lengthen in the spine, sink a little bit deeper. One more breath exploring in this pyramid pose. Inhale, fill the belly, halfway lift. Exhale, grounding down into the right foot and then lifting the left heel, finding that standing split. Can you find an inner rotation of the left foot, squaring off the hips towards the earth? Taking one breath here, inhale, fill up. Exhale, left foot comes to meet the right, grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. Letting the head hang heavy, finding a decompression in the neck and spine. Maybe you bend generously in both knees here, inviting the chest to kiss the thighs. Taking one big inhale here, fill up. Exhale, move our toes, slight inner rotation and a gap in between the heels. Inhale, bending at the knee, rising up, Utkatasana chair pose. In this Utkatasana chair pose, can you send the weight towards the heels? If the knees surpass the toes, can you bring the butt back? Slightly tuck that tailbone in, finding the natural curvature of the spine. Letting the shoulder blades melt away from the earth, gazes in between the palms, taking one big inhale here. Exhale, sink 2 inches lower. One more breath, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, forward fold, melting the palms down, finding that vinyasa, high to low plank. Option to drop down to the knees, lower all the way down. Upward facing dog, arc through. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths to reset here in this down dog, using this as an active resting pose. Inhale, both heels high to the sky. Exhale, sink them deep into the earth. Inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Pointing the toe towards the earth to square off the hip, and then starting to create generous circles here, first moving clockwise, and then counterclockwise. Really opening in the hips here, getting all the synovial fluid. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, cat back. 3-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, make a connection, hold. 3-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, cross body, hold. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the left foot in between the palms. Pivot that right foot to 45 degrees and then rising up, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 on the opposite side. In this Warrior 1, take a look at your alignment, creating a right angle with the left knee. Our heels are in line with one another, gazes in between the palms of the shoulder blades melt. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, sink deep. Control the breath, control the mind. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, opening up to Warrior 2, pivoting that back foot, and then bending deep into this left knee. In this Warrior 2, our hips are square towards the right. Our drishti, our gaze, is in between the left fingertips. Inhale, shoulders to ears, crunch it in. Exhale, melt. Inhale, shoulders to ears, crunch it in. Exhale, melt. Last one, shoulders to ears, crunch it in. You got this. Exhale, melt. Reaching for something you desire here and then coming all the way back, generously bending in that front knee, peaceful warrior. Exhale, cartwheeling the palms to frame the left foot. And then pivoting both toes towards the front of the room, maybe shortening that stance a bit. Finding that pyramid pose as we halfway lift, surrendering the heart down towards the left shin. Getting juicy in this left hamstring, same option, maybe you lift those toes towards the face to find a deeper stretch. Maybe you bring the palms to face the back of the mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, surrender down, flat back. Taking one more intentional breath here, expand through the lungs, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, left foot grounds down to the earth, right foot lifts, standing split. In this standing split, can you find an inner rotation of the hips, sending the toes to face the earth to square them off? Inhale, rise a little bit higher. Exhale, right foot comes to meet the left, grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. In this ragdoll pose, letting the head hang heavy here. Finding that decompression in the neck and spine, generously bending in both knees to invite the chest to kiss the thighs. Bringing the toes to a slight inner rotation, a gap in between the heels. On the next inhale, coming from the earth, rising all the way up, Utkatasana chair pose. In this Utkatasana chair pose, can you bring your palms into heart center? Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, left elbow comes on the outside of the right thigh, finding a twist in your chair. Take a look at the knees here. If your left knee is surpassing the right, can you bring it back in line? Sending the gaze behind the right shoulder blade. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, maybe you open up those wings, twisting a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming back through center, Utkatasana chair pose. One big breath here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, palms into heart center, finding that twist on the opposite side. Right elbow comes on the outside of the left thigh, gaze is behind the left shoulder. Take a look at those knees. If that right knee is surpassing, bring it back in line. Maybe you open up the wings here to find a little bit of a deeper variation. Inhale, fill up, you got this. Exhale, Utkatasana chair pose just for a moment. Inhale, rise all the way up, swan diving, hinging at the hips, leading with the chest. Planting both palms into the earth here, finding that high plank. Tuck the elbows into the ribs as you lower down. Upward facing dog, pull the chest through. Exhale, big toes come together to touch. Forehead comes down to the earth. Coming back to that intention that you set in the beginning of class. Coming back to that breath here. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. Inhale, walking the palms all the way up towards the body and then finding that downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, right leg lifts high to the sky, scorpion tailing that right heel towards left glute. If the right armpit shoots up towards the ceiling, can you square it off towards your mat? Slow and controlled, left palm comes down to the earth, finding that flipped dog, and then reaching for something you desire with the right paw, maybe giving yourself a little weight. Slow and controlled, right palm comes down to the earth, right foot lifts high to the sky. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, three-legged dog. Right knee to right elbow. If EPK is in your practice and you'd like to fly, you're more than welcome. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross body hold. We're sliding that right foot down and then opening up the left palm here, finding wild thing. In this wild thing, can you push the earth away from you, lifting the chest a little bit higher, finding an opening. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, left palm to the earth, 0 to 5 Chaturanga push-ups. Tuck the elbows into the ribs as you lower down. A little bit of fitness here. If these cross-body push-ups are not for you, no worries. We're meeting back in a three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the foot in between the palms. And then we're rising up, Crescent Warrior. In Crescent Warrior, both toes are pivoted towards the front of the room. We're bringing both palms into heart center here. And then inhale, launching off, finding that Warrior 3 pose. In this Warrior 3 pose, our head or crown of the head reaches forward as we let the chest rise, keeping an up dog quality. A slight bend in this right knee for a stronger foundation. And then when you're ready, slow and controlled, both palms come down to the earth, standing split, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left foot comes to meet the right, and then finding that Vinyasa, high to low plank, tuck the elbows into the ribs, lower down. Upward facing dog, pull the chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few cleansing breaths in this downward facing dog. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, lift the heels high to the sky. Exhale, sink them deep into the earth. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, starting to draw circles with that left knee. And then scorpion tailing left heel towards right glute. If that left armpit shoots up towards the ceiling, can you square it off towards your mat? Grounding down evenly into both palms here. Right palm reaches the earth and then flipping that dog over. Reaching for something you desire with that left palm, maybe giving yourself a little wave. And then slow and controlled, left palm comes down to the earth. Left foot lifts high to the sky. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in. Three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, maybe you find that EPK variation. Exhale, three-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, cross body, slide the left foot down to the earth. We're opening up for wild thing here, lifting the palm and chest. Can you ground down deep into this left palm and lift the chest a little bit higher? Exhale, right palm comes down to the earth, 0 to 5, optional chaturanga push-ups. Tuck the elbows into the ribs and lower down. Maybe you take one push-up today, or maybe you take no push-ups today, meeting me back in a three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the foot in between the palms. We're rising all the way up, crescent warrior. In this crescent warrior, both toes are pivoted towards the front of the room. We're creating a right angle with the left knee. Palms come down into heart center, ready to launch off into that warrior three pose. Generous bend in the left knee here, and then dorsiflexing in the right fin. Creating a number T with our bodies, taking one big inhale here. Up dog quality in the chest, exhale. One more breath, yogis, you got this. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, plant the palms, standing split. Right leg comes high to the sky, inviting those shakes into your practice here, building strength. Can you send the toes towards the earth, finding a slight inner rotation? And then exhale, coming all the way down. Right foot meets the left. Grabbing opposite elbows here, ragdoll pose. In this ragdoll pose, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sending the glutes towards the earth here, finding Malasana Yogi Squat. In this Malasana Yogi Squat, finding a hip opening here. Bringing both elbows in between the inner thighs and then rising the chest high. Letting the crown of your head reach high and then letting the shoulder blades melt away from the earth. Getting a little juicy in the hips here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, left palm comes down to the earth, right palm lifts high to the sky. Exhale, coming back through center. Right palm comes down to the earth, left palm lifts, twisting from the core. Inhale, coming back through center. Coming all the way down onto our glutes here, bringing both feet out in front of us. Creating an L shape with our bodies, dorsiflexing those fins towards the face. You should be so active in these legs here that those heels should lift off the earth. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, forward fold, setting the heart towards the thighs. I want you to think chest to thigh here versus nose to knee. We're keeping an up dog quality in our chest, finding the integrity of that spine. So maybe that looks like this today, and that's just as good. Taking one more big inhale here. And then exhale, scooting the glutes to the top of the mat. Coming full circle to our practice, bringing that imaginary beach ball out in front of us. A little bit of core before we start to slow things down. Taking your time, slow and controlled. Remembering to breathe in this pose here. Seeing if you could maybe count all 33 vertebrae on the way down. Taking your time, sending the shoulder blades towards the mat, and then bringing both knees into the chest, giving yourself a squeeze. Thanking yourself for showing up on your mats today for self-love and self-care. Inhale, right knee comes in towards the face as we let the left foot drop down towards the earth. Setting up for a supine twist, right knee comes all the way cross-body, and then bringing our palms out to a T. Maybe negotiating some space here, bringing the palms to goal post. Inhale, can you simultaneously ground both shoulder blades into the earth while sending the right knee closer? One more inhale here, fill up. Exhale, coming back through center. Left knee comes in towards the face as we let the right foot drop down towards the earth. Left knee comes cross body, setting up for a supine twist on the opposite side, bringing the palms out to a T. Can you ground down into both shoulder blades here while simultaneously bringing the left knee closer towards the earth? Taking one big inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming back through center, giving yourself a final squeeze, bringing the knees in towards the nose. And then exhale, opening up, finding that final resting pose. Especially in a quick 30 minutes here, sometimes you don't have the time. Sometimes you don't have those 5 minutes of Shavasana. But if you have the time, and if you'd like to take it, go ahead and spend the time in this pose. Taking one big inhale here. Exhale, release. Starting to bring awareness back to the body, we wiggle our fingers. Inviting life back into our toes, we give those a little wiggle. As if you're waking up for the very first time this morning, opening the chest. And then exhale, knees into chest, giving yourself a squeeze. Thanking yourself for showing up on your mats. Choosing either the right side or the left side to fall onto a fetal position using your bicep as a pillow. This pose represents rebirth. Knowing that every single time we step off our mats and into the world is an opportunity for us to begin again. Grounding both palms into the earth and rising up to a seated position facing any which way you desire. Our palms come to gather all this beautiful energy we've created, and then down to heart center for gratitude. Gratitude helps us fall in love with the life that we already have. Choosing clarity over chaos. Choosing connection over isolation. The perfectly imperfect student in me bows, honors, and respects the teachers in all of you. Thank you for letting me guide your practice today. Namaste.